Hi, and welcome to the Fast Diet 7-Step Plan, presented by me, Chris, and Jenny here.
Hello.
And we really do believe that this is the most effective and easy way to get into shape without giving up the foods or drinks that you like. Provided, of course, that you can eat what you like, you can drink what you like, providing you don't eat and drink those things throughout the day. And so today is the day, the third step, when we're going to explain how and why the the fast diet is effective and becoming increasingly popular, rightly so, because it really is a good plan. And then we'll show you how to make a very smart plan today that will get you fast dieting without even noticing that you've given anything up. And so, Jen, okay, so in a nutshell, why do you think this fast diet idea is so effective?
Well, I think it's a really great idea because it's so simple. And I personally believe that, like the rest of your body, your digestive system needs to rest and it needs to have a break for quite a considerable period away from all the junk food that you want to eat. Now, we're not asking you to change your diet immediately, but we are asking you to leave a long gap in between eating the junk food and slotting all the junk food that you've decided you're going to keep eating into a short 5-hour window at the time of day that suits you.
Okay, so basically, it's effective because you're talking about giving your body time to recover, to restore itself, to recharge its batteries, all those wonderful natural processes that make your body so effective when it's given the chance. And we're saying basically that you need, I'm just really repeating what you're saying, that we're going to be looking for your main meal of the day, which could be lunch or it could be dinner or evening meal. Some proponents of fast food diets claim that it's easier to make the early evening meal the main one because that tends to be when you don't have the pressures of work, and so if you've got any sort of social life, it means you can eat normally with people each day the foods and drinks that you like, and nobody will even know that you're on the diet. So we're going to take as our example, we actually practice a rather modified fast diet where we do have a certain amount of lunch, fruit and vegetable, but in the evening we eat every evening and eat and drink whatever we want. And as you can see, we are quite slim.
I started doing this when I was working because I always just wanted to get out of the office and go for a walk. In fact, I think even at university I didn't always eat lunch because I just wanted to get away from everyone and clear my head and get some air. And I've pretty much stayed like that. Anyone who's ever known me knows that I've never really been big on lunch. Now, people are different, but I tend to just eat fruit and vegetables most of the time during the day, and then in the evening I eat pretty much.
And interestingly, because you are not necessarily spending as many hours eating and certainly not obsessing about food, you actually get more time to enjoy using all that extra energy that you will also get when you stop pumping your body full of processed junk all day long. Starting then with breakfast, I have to talk about the myth that we need a lot of breakfast. I'm sure is put out by Big Food.
I think it's rubbish myself.
It wants to get you hooked because of this idea that if they can get you started first thing in the morning with food that's very rich in sugar, salt, and fat, the tendency is for you to want that kind of food all day long. Now, here's the interesting thing. If we're going to focus on breakfast in this session, and all the principles we're going to teach you can be each week, you can adjust your diet so that you gradually clean up the rest of your day.
And remember that this diet is about you and for you, so we are just giving you our opinion, but the whole point of the 7 steps is to adjust the plan to suit you so it becomes something you can integrate into your life every day for the rest of your life.
Okay, so it's the smart plan then. So what we're asking you to do is today plan how to clean up or improve your breakfast. If you don't have any breakfast, then the first meal of the day we'll call breakfast. But for most people, there is breakfast. So basically, how to clean up and improve your breakfast is the plan that we want you to make today, following a few guidelines that we're going to give you. So, Jen, what's the first major guideline that we would say in cleaning up your breakfast?
First major thing is that you eat fresh, unprocessed food, or juice if you prefer herb tea, maybe a black coffee, but you don't touch anything that has been overly processed. It's pretty easy to work out. I personally think fresh fruit is great first thing in the morning, and I try and stick with that most of the day.
So we call this smart swaps, and in a nutshell, a smart swap is replacing some processed food with some natural food. And as you say, natural food we normally think of as vegetables or fruit.
I tend to think of it as raw food.
Okay, yes, vegetables or fruit. There's a bit of a vogue for juices, and juices are certainly better than colas and a lot of dairy. But the only problem with juices, of course, it's a rather condensed form of fruit. You can easily take too much sugar in through getting
especially if with fruit juices. Vegetable juices are great, but some people don't digest fiber that well, so if you have a problem, then it may be better to stick with the vegetable juices. But fruit juices can be just as bad as colas if you take them to excess.
So think about your normal breakfast and ask yourself, what is the first kind of thing that you eat or drink that you think might be making and keeping you fat? And the chances are it's something, like if you take breakfast cereals, which are absolutely rich in sugar.
Starbucks lattes as well.
Oh, Starbucks lattes. One easy thing to do. We don't really eat breakfast, but I do like coffee, and I have personally moved from milky cappuccinos to macchiatos, which is a coffee but just with milk foam.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time in France, and you really notice there that they don't put anywhere near as much milk in as they do in many other countries like the UK, the US, Holland, where they have a much milkier coffee, unless you ask for it particularly to be with less milk, like a macchiato.
So if at breakfast time, for example, you go into Starbucks and you may be faced with the frappuccinos and cappuccinos and all these things which are often really giant milkshakes is what they are, and all the calories comes from the milk and not the coffee. Or it may be that you go in and you're tempted by cheesecakes and by muffins and all the, again, very sugar, salt and fat rich processed foods. You will be surprised if you actually either eliminate those altogether or simply replace them with the natural foods you're saying, but basically real raw fruit and vegetables. You'll be surprised how quickly any cravings that you feel for this just disappear, because most of the time when we think we're hungry, it's not really hunger, it's craving for sugar, salt and fat.
That's right. So start with a window you think you can live with, whether it's until lunchtime, whether it's till mid-afternoon, whatever. Decide on the best window that you think you can live with for a week and rehearse it in your head, how you're going to begin the day.
Rehearse it, exactly, because you may want, for example, if you're going to take some fruit instead of cereal, you may want to get that fruit ready and laid out, available for you to eat, and perhaps put away what it is that you're not going to eat, so that you sort of prepare yourself for tomorrow. Today is the planning day. The whole point about this fast diet 7-step plan is that we've attempted to make this really, really easy. If you follow the steps step by step, you will be able to deal with all the issues that arise about giving up processed food, including how to deal with any cravings that you find that you do have, won't we?
Yep. Tomorrow and the day after, we're going to deal with cravings and ways you can work out, strategize how to help avoid them, and get over them.
Brilliant.
And today, just work out your plan, but make sure you think you can stick
And don't
with
forget,
it. Don't
one
over the top.
step at a time. We're just focusing on one big meal improvement, on cleaning up your breakfast. So with that happy thought,
Thanks for listening.
bye.